What's happening around the world? It's time for another serving of News Bites.
最近国内外发生哪些大事？午餐搭配 ICT News Bites， 慢慢的一口接一口吸收最新时事和趣闻。
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of News Bites. I'm Ryan Drillsma.
And I'm Trevor Tortomasi.
In today's news, a puppy stuck in a pipe,
A monkey making faces,
and a Star Wars poster up for auction.
all that and more coming up next.
Top of Taiwan.
小狗卡水管，志工救出送医. Puppy rescued from plastic pipe.
Can you hear that sound? What is it?
It sounds like an animal. It sounds like a dog. Maybe even a puppy.
If you have a dog, you may recognize 认出来 the different sounds it makes when it needs different things. Like if it wants to play, or it wants food, or if it's in danger, 危险.
Some people in Kaohsiung recently heard what they thought was the sound of a puppy in distress, 遇险. They followed the sound and found that a puppy had become stuck in a plastic pipe.
It had really become stuck and couldn't get out because the pipe only measures 10 centimeters across. 他们发现有一只小狗在塑胶水管里卡住无法出来，因为水管口径只有10公分宽。
The people told Animal Rescue Team Taiwan what had happened. They were worried the puppy might not come out again, and that it could have starved to death, 饿死. The team immediately sent volunteers, 志工, to the location in Kaohsiung.
They tried to lift the pipe up and let the puppy fall out, but it couldn't. The pipe was too small.
So they had no choice but to use a saw and cut through the pipe. 首先，他们举起水管，希望让小狗掉下来，但是水管太小了，最后不得不举开。
Luckily, they managed to cut through it in under 40 minutes. The puppy was not hurt. But they did say it was suffering from dehydration, 脱水, and malnourishment, 营养不良. Poor dog.
The animal rescue team said they will help the puppy find a new home once it recovers. That's great news.
Going global.
猴子互相玩耍，替代争斗. Monkeys play to avoid conflict.
And speaking of animals, have you ever heard of a howler monkey? It sounds a little like this. That's right. They're howling, 吼叫. Howling is usually what we say to describe the sound of a wolf, but these monkeys definitely howl.
They live in South and Central America in countries like Mexico, 墨西哥, and Costa Rica, 哥斯达黎加.
Scientists have done a new study on howler monkeys. They found that howler monkeys use play to avoid conflict, 斗争.
That means when they're angry, they try to play instead of fighting. Isn't that nice?
The scientists looked at 7 groups of monkeys. They found that adult monkeys actually play more than children. And they found that the monkeys play more when they are foraging for fruit.
研究者发现，成年猴猴玩耍比童年猴猴多。猴猴觅食的时候玩得特别多。
Foraging for fruit is something that usually causes conflict because there isn't always enough fruit for everybody. But why do they play together?
Playing uses up a lot of energy, 精力, energy that would otherwise be used for fighting. And how do they play? They hang from trees with their tails and make silly faces at each other.
他们用尾巴从树枝悬挂下来，互相扮鬼脸。
That's right, they make funny faces. Maybe next time you are angry with a friend, you can make silly faces at each other and see if it helps avoid conflict for people too.
Today's feature.
稀有星际大战海报拍卖了。Rare Star Wars poster up for auction.
Are you a fan of Star Wars? A super rare poster that was used to promote the first Star Wars movie is going up for auction, 拍卖, for charity.
稀有的第一部星际大战电影海报将要义卖了。
It shows all the main characters, including Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, and Princess Leia.
I recognized your foul stench when I was brought on board.
Only a small number of these posters were made. That makes it super rare.
It's being sold in the UK alongside around 500 other special pieces from TV and films. The starting bid, 最低出价, for the auction will be £10, but experts think it will sell for much more than that.
The money the seller makes will be donated towards helping people that are fleeing Ukraine because of war.
卖家准备把海报收益捐给逃离乌克兰大战的人。
The poster was made by brothers Greg and Tim Hildebrandt, who did lots of designs for sci-fi shows.
The recap.
So, in today's News Bites, some people in Kaohsiung found that a puppy had become stuck in a plastic pipe.
The people told Animal Rescue Team Taiwan what had happened. Luckily, they managed to cut through the pipe in under 40 minutes and got the puppy out.
And scientists found that howler monkeys use play to avoid conflict.
That means when they're angry, they try to play instead of fighting. And they found that the monkeys play more when they are foraging for fruit.
And a super rare poster that was used to promote the first Star Wars movie is going up for auction.
The money the seller makes will be donated towards helping people that are fleeing Ukraine because of war.
And that's today's episode of News Bites.
This week, we want you to have your say about acting in a movie. Watching TV and movies can be fun and relaxing. But have you ever thought, wow, this movie is so cool. I wish I was in it. Action, adventure, comedy, and horror. There are lots of different movies out there. But if you could choose one movie to be in, which would it be? And why? Record your message and send it to newsbites@icrt.com.tw with your name and age, and if you like, the name of your school. Make sure to send us your recording by Thursday at noon, and you might hear your message on our show on Friday.
ICRT 与教育部国民及学前教育署下次继续和您聊新闻。ICRT App 和网站也能重复收听。
More local and international news next time on News Bites. Brought to you by the K-12 Education Administration. Find past episodes available on the ICRT website and app.